Today, I'd like to recite a poem by the Lebanese poet Elia Abu Madi. I first heard the poem a few years ago while living in Jordan, and believe it or not, this poem still resonates with me today. The poem is called Qasidat al-Talasim, and it touches on many important themes such as existentialism, liberty, and freedom, which are themes discussed extensively in Western societies and Western literature. Now, perhaps the inspiration to this poem arose from the experiences and hardships of Elia Abu Madi. For instance, at 11 years old, he left his homeland and migrated to Alexandria, Egypt. Think about that for a moment. We have an 11-year-old boy who abandoned his schooling to make a living. Now, actually, to make his living, what Elia Abu Madi did was he sold bread on the side of the street in Alexandria. He was a bread merchant. While I may not be a bread merchant, I can certainly relate to his poem. So I'll recite the poem now. جئت لا أعلم من أين ولكني أتيت ولقد أبصرت أمامي طريقا فمشيت وسأبقى ماشيا إن شئت هذا أم أبيت كيف جئت كيف أبصرت طريقي لست أدري أجديد أم قديم أنا في هذه الوجود هل أنا حر طليق أم أسير في قيود هل أنا قائد نفسي في حياتي أم مقود أتمنى أنني أدري ولكن لست أدري. So I'll stop there because the poem is actually much longer. I only read the first two stanzas. But it's a very beautiful poem, and I'll focus this discussion on the second stanza of that poem. In that second stanza, Elia Abu Madi writes, "Am I the commander of my life, or am I being commanded?" And again, at many iterations in my life, I had that very same question. So currently, I serve as a Lieutenant Navy in the Canadian Armed Forces. With a single word, I can call to attention thousands upon thousands of troops. Yet above me, there is an officer more senior to me. With a single word, I am at attention and I have to respect the orders of this senior officer. I am never truly free. Although I may not be a bread merchant, I have many of the same struggles. Now, outside the military, there have been times in my life where I've had various problems where no amount of money could resolve these problems. These problems were perhaps with respect to a loved one I had who was quite ill, and all the money in the world would not save this person. So, if you have an opportunity to read the poem, it's a very beautiful poem that offers incredible amounts of introspection. I've learned a lot from this poem. It's one of my favorite poems, and I continue to read it, sometimes even as much as 2 or 3 times per year. It's a beautiful poem, and I encourage you to read it.